Yeah, just kind of talk about after having a chance to watch the film of the scrimmage, what your thoughts were on your guys.
Overall, pleased with the mentality that we came into the scrimmage with. I think for our first time to really scrimmage, we showed some positive things. One thing I always tell my guys is that for us, every day we put the shoulder pads on, it's just another work day. So there wasn't anything different in terms of how we approached that day, other than the fact that we were going to have more reps. There wasn't going to be a routine in terms of 4 reps, then 4 reps, then 4 reps. You were going to go as long as the series went. And so the one thing that did point out is we're nowhere near ready in terms of playing a game shape, conditioning. And as the scrimmage wore on, some guys got a little bit tired and gave into it. And some guys fought through it. So it was a good chance to see who was willing to fight through that exhaustion a little bit.
Anything particular you're looking for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm looking to see who's going to step up at a couple of spots, and we've got more competition than I've ever had, and that's a good thing. And we're in a unique position that we have so many freshmen that are competing for jobs, and in some cases those guys might have the potential to start in our first game. They might not. They might not start at all, but maybe they start game 4. One year I started 2 true freshmen in one line, and neither of them started game 1, but one I think started game 4 and the other one started game 5. So sometimes they may not be ready when the year begins, but they might 2 months from now.
Been a lot of talk, obviously, about Reese and Christian and Greg. Are they at a different level than most freshmen?
I think so. I think in terms of their effort and toughness, those 3 guys do stand out. And they may not always do it right. They often don't. But I know those guys are going to try to play hard and play physical and go to the whistle. And I can coach that. I can get them straight on what to do and how to do it. It might take a little while. But I think all 3 of those guys have a chance to potentially help us this year and be phenomenal players before they're done.
One of those guys said, I can't remember which one, maybe somebody remembers, said that you told them that they've got a chance to be potentially better than the line last year, which was setting the bar pretty damn high.
Yeah, it is. But if I didn't take that approach, what would they think of me as their coach? And so the thought that I tried to share with them last night, there's actually a scripture verse in 1 Timothy that says, don't let anyone look down on you because of your youth. And so I talked to all those guys and said, that applies to a lot of you guys specifically. You're young guys, you just got here. It applies to some other guys, even though you're a little bit older in terms of experience, you're still young, you're still youthful. Brandon Moses only been playing O-line for 1 year. Jared Cooper's been around here forever, but he had never started. But if you looked at us collectively as a group, we're a young group, we're an inexperienced group. But that doesn't mean that we have to take a back seat to anybody. What I really like about them is they're eager, they're coachable, and they're willing to work hard.
Where you in the past you've kind of stuck with, the core group of your starters, could you see rolling more guys in and out this year?
Maybe. When I've done that in the past, and there have been a few years where I have done that, I had a 6th or 7th guy that was right there. I mean, there was little or no separation between him and the 5th best guy. And so roll those guys in there, get them some experience, rotate every couple of series. Yeah, I'd be willing to do that if we get to that point. It's too early to say whether that'll be the case.
Have you started getting a feel, not necessarily naming names of who some of the guys are you'll go with?
Yeah, I've got a lot better idea than I had a week ago, for sure. And we might be in position at a couple of positions to say, okay, this is your job now. And we might be in position at a couple where we say, we're going to wait and see a little bit longer.
Chad Slade was a guy that obviously made an impression last year, was pretty close to kind of getting in there. Mm-hmm. What have you seen out of him from year 1 to year 2?
Number 1, more mental toughness. And that's what I told him in the offseason. He's a really talented kid. And when he first came here, he was just a big, happy baby. And just, he needed his butt kicked a bunch, both from guys on the field and from me. And he's been getting plenty of it from me because I want to see how much he can handle. And he's gone from being a guy that had a hard time handling that to a guy that right now I can just completely scald him. And he just looks right at me and says, "Yes, sir," and goes back out there and does the next play, and it doesn't affect him. So I'm seeing that mental toughness that I needed to see from him in order to think that he could even have a chance to play here this year. Now, on top of that, he's really talented. He's done a great job losing weight. He's down to 305. He was 335 a few months ago, and he's moving better. And I'm really pleased with what he's done so far.
Ted Christian, to make some progress and finally get the place in?
He has, because he's missed so much in the past. He's still a ways off, but we'll see.
Brandon's a guy that played right tackle. We looked at him a little bit on left in the spring, and now he's kind of playing left again. What have you seen him over there at left tackle? How's he done?
I think he's a kid that could really play either for us. We kind of like him on the right side because we're a little bit more of a right-handed running team. I know that he has some comfort level there, but I know he can play the other side too. So whether he plays right or left probably has more to do with other people than it does him. But he's still kind of working to get some of the kinks worked out on that left side with his footwork and his pass protection. But I have no question that he can do it. So whether he ends up starting the season there or not, this will be good time for him because you never know if he starts out it right. But whoever our left tackle is gets hurt, he may have to move over there. So it's good cross training.